If you like today's show, please go ahead and press the subscribe button below so that way there you don't miss one. Stay creepy. Blessed be those who turn their divine inspiration for knowledge. Let them find love. Let them find affirmation. Let them find what they seek most. Most of all, let them be calm and be rested. For in the comfort of one's faith, they are truly blessed. So mote it be.
Good evening, and welcome to my sacred space. I'm Druid Jess, and filming as usual with me is Lex.
Hi.
Hey! You can actually see your hand there for a minute.
Yeah.
Well, tonight I wanted to say today, but it's obviously tonight. Tonight I'm going to talk about offerings. When you are working with deities or other cosmic beings, it's usually polite to give of yourself first before you ask. I think it's polite in like mundane society as well, right?
Pretty much, yeah. It is definitely polite to...
I mean, you can't be greedy and just expect to get all the time. You've got to give it yourself.
Exactly.
It's a balance of karma, I guess you could say it, right?
Exactly.
So, and many different deities and cosmic beings have their preferences. Now, on your altar, you will have a little offering dish. This is my offering dish.
All right, zoom in here a little bit. So you've got the triple goddess symbol on it.
Yep, on both sides, on all sides actually.
All sides, yeah.
Yep, all sides. And it doesn't need to be big, because basically it's the essence for them, the physical for us, right?
Exactly.
But still, when you're making an offering, don't clean up your offerings or anything for at least 24 to 48 hours after a ritual, because you don't want to disperse the energy or upset the gods when they're still drinking.
Makes sense. I get a little upset when my mother-in-law would take away my plate and I wasn't done eating.
I think my father-in-law had that issue with my mother-in-law when they first got married. Didn't they, Peter? My husband Peter's in the background, doing whatever. Didn't Dad have that issue?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. Which is you?
That's the usual.
Basically, your mom cleaned up your dad's plate before he was done eating.
Usually, as he lifted the last forkful to his mouth, the plate disappeared.
Yeah, that would annoy me too.
Didn't he threaten putting the fork in her hand and say, "Don't touch, I'm not done yet"?
Yeah, I can see that happening.
I guess habit when you're used to doing something with before you're married, and then when you get married, there's a whole new set of things to get used to, right?
Exactly, and offerings are pretty much the same way from deity to deity, spirit to spirit.
So don't take away the offerings before, leave them for at least 24 to 48 hours. No one likes being disturbed during a meal. Neither does the gods, and they can actually get kind of ornery.
Yep,
and
I can
just
get
like
that.
you said, we tend to get ornery when our food gets taken away before we're done too.
Exactly.
I don't want to see what happens if someone tries to take your coffee cup away.
Oh, they wouldn't be found again. I can say that much.
That is not a Halloween decoration. That's an actual grave.
Quite possibly. You never quite know with me.
Just saying. So leave the offerings for about 24 to 48 hours. And then don't eat them or just throw them out. That's rude. Go and give them back to the earth. Like with liquid, you just pour it onto the ground. With food, walk out into your crown land or park,
or green space anywhere.
And crumble it up and here, birdies, whatever. I mean, our jack-o'-lanterns, my husband takes them out into the bush and does target practice and disperses the pumpkin everywhere, and then all of the wildlife siblings get a treat.
Or think of the solstice trees for the winter angels, as they're called, where people
Yep,
bake
yep,
special things to hang
yep.
on the trees for all the different
Pine cones
wildlife.
are really good for that, by the way. Pine cones, put some peanut butter on them, then roll them in birdseed.
Yep.
Awesome. The winter angels love that.
They also love it if you use suet, which is bacon
Winter
grease.
angels, isn't that from the Pagan Little Bear? I love that.
Actually, several things refer to them as winter angels.
Yeah, but
But
Little
yeah,
Bear
Little
does.
Bear's Pagan
Yeah,
show,
I
yes.
love that show. He's so cute. Okay, so just leave it for 24, 48 hours. Do not drink or eat the offerings afterwards for yourself or throw them out. Give them back to the earth, because once they're given as an offering, they are sacred. And much like other sacred spaces that are used or rituals, we don't profane the sacred, right?
Exactly.
So that's what you do. And now I'm gonna talk about the different deities. Now I know a few. You're going to if you want to work with a certain deity, always do your research and get to know that deity in spirit, so you know what the preference is.
I have one spirit that likes to visit my house, and he likes straight black coffee. So I often will leave him out a mug of straight black coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Or tell him the coffee pot's there, like I did that the other night. The coffee
Now
pot's
the
there.
Tuatha De Danann, fairy folk, Sihi, all the same little people, elemental spirits, they like milk and honey. Well, they have a sweet tooth, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I can't blame them. Milk and honey does taste good. I really can't blame
I was never fussy on it together, but that's not me. So.
Well, when I'm putting the spoon on, when I'm done, you got it in your finger, right? So you go, and it does taste. It actually does.
Oh, I know people who actually eat it and stuff too.
Yeah.
I'm not
But
a
they
sweet.
like their milk and honey. My Maniki Nico Yoshi likes his milk. I don't know if you can see him from here. No, but he's on the
Too
shelf
much
out there.
personal stuff.
Yeah, it does have a lot of personal stuff, and we do have our personal lives. But my Maniki Nico is a gold prosperity, health, and wealth cat, and he is Japanese.
Yep.
I named him Yoshi, which means luck, and his paw keeps going down like this to bring the health, wealth, and abundance into the house. He likes his milk. And you know what? I don't blame him. I like milk too. Hecate, I believe I did a short on this once, talking a little bit about offerings. I think I touched on that a little bit on one of my shorts.
Yep.
I think it was last week or something. Hecate loves red wine, eggs, and antique old keys. Being the goddess of crossroads, pathways, witchcraft, and I can see why she'd have a fetish for keys.
Yep.
And some of those antique keys are actually very beautiful and intricate.
Yep.
I mean, that's like me and all the wolf stuff that you see around the house, right, Lex?
Exactly.
I collect. Well, she likes keys. I gotta have something, right? Now, Gaia, just as an all-purpose general, most gods will like a liquor libation. Now, if you can't do that, the general thing, if you don't have a lot, is always pour water for them, because water is sacred in its own right.
Exactly.
But if you can, you try to get some preferences, because then that gives you brownie points. Brownie points are good.
Yep, they are.
Especially when you're working with deities and entities that have more power than you. And trust me, some of them are really, really old, and they have lots of power.
Oh, yeah.
But, so Gaia, she will accept water, or a liquor libation, or when you, grain, like a barley or something, you throw that. She likes that. Odin will take mead, much like many of the Norse deities.
Yep.
They like their mead. Preferred drink of all us Vikingers. Mead is good. Brigid put out some bread. She is of the hearth. You can call on her to help you when you're working in the kitchen. Put out a plate of food.
I'm just going to talk about one of my ones that I deal with. I call him Frog. Nobody here needs to know his full and complete name, and she's giggling away. One of his favorite things to actually get are mealworms. he likes an offering of mealworms. So that just tells you, like, right there, the difference between different deities and what they look for type of idea. Because mealworms are one of his favorite treats he can have. And what he prefers is actually you take the mealworms and you set them out in the garden at an evening. And when you set those out in the garden in the evening, he will stop by and eat them overnight type of idea. And if you take a look, you usually find they're not there after. And I know they could burrow, so don't get me wrong. I know that's what worms do. But on the same note, I don't doubt he has come by and has partaken in the offering.
Some of the oceanic deities will accept a paper boat. You put it in the moving water, and it will sink down to the realm, and they'll like that, especially if you do it in like fancy origami paper and stuff like that. Or they will take a seashell. And the little people, the Tuatha De Danann, Sihi, whatever culture calls them, they will also like sparkly things. They like their bling. So a sparkly crystal, sparkly beads, something that'll catch the eye, because they do like to dress very, very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Elaborately,
but flamboyantly too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's basically different things, different offerings, and this sort of stuff for different.
Just make sure to research the deity or the entity that you want to work with, and try to get the preferential offering. Some deities prefer the incense, so you have the incense going up.
But there's lots of different ones. We don't have to get into them all anything like that type of idea.
I could probably write a multi-book series on offerings for gods.
Yeah.
And that would never end.
Yeah, exactly.
There's as many entities and spirits and gods in this world, more than there are stars in the sky. So and new ones being born every day.
Exactly.
Because the gods still reproduce.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And everything else. So that's basically what we need to know about offerings?
Basically, the general rule is water, sacred in its own right, is good if you can't afford anything else. Because trust me, there are times when you're first starting out. Like I read in one of my books when I was first starting out, this one gentleman, when he was doing his altar, he started out with Tupperware bowls for everything.
Yeah, you've mentioned that many, many times.
Yeah, so it's like you don't have to have like I said, this is 10 years worth of me working here. You don't have to start out so elaborately. And always leave it for 24 to 48 hours, because it's rude to interrupt mealtime, just like it is for everyone else. And always give it back to the earth, because it is sacred afterwards. Okay. And do your research on your entities. It's always best to do your research. Okay. And that's about it that I have to say about offerings.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Definitely check out the short series.
Yes,
those
definitely.
Are like under 30 seconds, so they're really quick to go by type of idea. Make sure you keep an eye out for our next all quotation. Yeah. And of course on our other social media for several different things, because we're always doing different things and different stuff.
Never know what we get up to.
Exactly.
We're fun that way.
So we'll talk to you later, and have a great night.
Have a wonderful night. Blessed be, everybody.